The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Blackjack, a jackalope folk warlock.
I'm Connor Shenold. I play Jaska, a coyote ranger.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Krell, a dragonborn monk.
I'm Kimberly Cross, and I play Beatrix, a swashbuckling rogue.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Billy, a possum fighter.
I'm Brooke Bullock, playing Ziansi, a Spider-Kin cleric.
And I'm Aiden Cross as your Dungeon Master. Join us now for Tales from the Wilds. Our furries have started day 2 of their work at the Carnival in Luck and Fortune. They've gotten to know each other a little bit more with the new member Krell, and are all going about their business as things are getting interesting here at the Carnival. Jaska and Krell, you meet up with Charlie, probably close to Rovier Snack Shack. You may see Billy and Ziansi over there working.
They wave.
You see him quickly getting his weapons ready and stuff, and he says, "Last night I did a little bit of looking around, and I did manage to find that warehouse.
Oh, good.
So we're gonna go to that immediately, unless there's any concerns."
I don't think so. I think that's the better bet is just head down there.
Mr. Krell?
As you wish.
So is it just Krell or their last name?
Einqor.
Yeah, spell that for us, Johnny.
Einqor. Einqor.
I'll stick to calling you Krell. Just wanted to know. Let's go. You all start following him, and you see in front of you what looks like an old warehouse. Charlie quickly moves up and busts down the door, raising the boomstick he has, and he says, "Hands up in the air!" And as he says this, there's nobody inside.
Martin. Oh boy.
Sorry, it's the Charlie-isms.
Yeah, that does sound like Charlie.
I do not know who Charlie is.
Don't worry about him. Jaska would like to take a second and look for any types of tracks outside of the warehouse.
Yeah, give me a survival check.
That's only a 10.
Don't really see much of anything. If you want to make 1 2, you can, Krell.
Perhaps I can beat a 10. 17.
You look down and you see, you can't quite tell which direction they're going, but inside of the various footprints that have come this way and moved around here, there's a pair that look like they've been moving together that kind of stand out.
Someone has been here.
The 2 pairs are very unique. They look like as if they were made by maybe a Herringon.
Do you see something, Krell?
Yes, these tracks here. Someone has been here. However, look at the spacing. Perhaps someone like our friend Blackjack.
Yeah, now that you pointed out to me, I do see that. Can I see if they're going any certain direction?
No, you can't really make out a direction of where they're going. But I'd say there's so much foot traffic around the carnival that really identifying where these footprints have come and gone is not very likely. But you do have the warehouse itself. The warehouse itself seems kind of empty. It looks like it has been used recently, but looks like it was emptied out. Clearly whoever was here left it. Not super long ago, but a decent amount of time ago.
Well, let's take a further look around here. Martin, put your boomstick away. I don't think we need that just yet.
All right. You're right. Sorry.
Just gonna go investigate, see if maybe they accidentally left anything behind.
Yeah, so give me an investigation check or a perception check.
My perception's better. 26.
As you're looking around, you find 2 things of significance. One appears to be a safe. The other, You kind of dig through it looks like a bunch of trash and other sorts of equipment and other things have been piled into a corner. And you find what appears to be a pinboard of all things.
I'll go look at the pinboard.
As you pull it out, it depicts something very interesting. At the center is Lord Oberon, while at the top left are two familiar-looking figures, Zianci and Blackjack. The lines connect from those two to Oberon, and it says, kidnapped by Oberon a year ago? And another one says, where are you? Another line connects from Oberon to the city of Athenus, and that connection reads, rise to power in Athenus connected to Blackjack's disappearance?
How odd.
You see this as well, Krell.
This does not seem to line up to the stories he was telling me last night.
Yeah, the stories they've told us to me as well, but over the course of how long I've known them, they've always been pretty consistent on their story. I haven't noticed any oddities about what they've said to us. Maybe whoever made this pinboard didn't have the full knowledge of what had happened to them.
Perhaps. I do not suspect any dishonesty or deception, and whoever created this, we do not know.
Well, I saw that safe over there. Let's go take a look at it and maybe try and get some more clues.
Martin just remains mostly silent, just kind of looking at the pinboard, and raises an eyebrow, and you two can give me perception checks.
Okay. 12.
19.
You do not hear this, Jaska, but under Martin's breath, Krell, you hear, what is Oberon wanting me to do? Almost like contemplating why he was assigned this.
Krell finds himself in an interesting spot. He's staying behind looking at that while we're walking over to the safe.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a container like this before, Jaska?
I can't say I have. I know safes exist, but I haven't really had much experience with one or tried to open it.
I do not trust our friend over there.
She stops herself from looking over her shoulder.
I do not know who this Oberon is, but apparently he sent him here to do something.
Well, Lord Oberon is the ruler of this city, this land. He was recently appointed, and Martin over there was assigned his bodyguard. Martin does have his secrets, but he's never been outwardly hostile too much to our group.
The more power leadership has, the more corrupt they can become. And we are here to investigate the warehouse. Why would he send his, looks back over his shoulder, heavy for an investigation?
From what I've gathered, it seems Oberon doesn't exactly know what to do with Martin, and it almost seems like he's just trying to send him on some type of goose chase.
To my understanding, the way it has been explained to me, Martin is inhabiting the body of, what was his name again?
Charlie.
Is Charlie allowing him to inhabit his body?
I'm not too certain on that.
But yet we believe we can trust Martin. Let's see if we can get this open. Krell finds this all very curious.
So either one of you may attempt a thieves' tools check, assuming you have some. If not, Martin does have some on him, and he can also attempt
Oh
it.
gosh, I don't.
Hey, Martin, we need your expertise over here.
Oh, all right. And he'll walk over, start looking at it. You see him start getting his thieves' tools and lock picks out. As we're actually gonna go back to Beatrix and Blackjack. You're still talking with Ivnalia and running lines, I'm assuming.
I gotta learn these lines.
And Blackjack, what are you doing?
I want to go talk to Zimbek the human who's playing bottom
Yep.
and say, Zimbek, I am very impressed with your acting ability as bottom. You are very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been traveling with Amir for a long time, actually. His theater group, almost everyone here is kind of newish, but I've been working in maybe about 5 or 10 plays of his, actually.
So, just out of curiosity, have you, is it a surprise when someone like new shows up?
We used to have a pretty solid group, I would say, and recently it's kind of fallen apart. Most people have gone their separate ways, and Amir's been struggling to find people. I mean, insight check real quick.
Yes, of course. 6.
Okay, cool.
This Ivnalia, have you ever heard anything about her?
I mean, I've heard stories about a dragon.
Right, what have you heard?
I've heard it's just folk tales, really.
Yes. Oh, well, of course, we're all actors. We love our folktales. What kind of folktales have you heard about this blue dragon named Ivnalia?
I can't really say much. I mean, Me and Amir, we've only been here for maybe a few weeks now, prepping for this play and all that sort of stuff.
Is this the normal cast that you've been traveling around with?
No. Like I said, we kind of split off and yeah.
Why did you do that?
Well, I think it was a problem with Amir more. Give me a persuasion check.
18.
Yeah. He kind of just nods his head.
Excellent. If you learn anything more, will you make sure to come and tell me?
For sure, yeah.
Can I do one more insight check before I leave? 20 for a 23.
20 was exactly what you needed. You realize this whole conversation, his eyes have been darting back and forth between you and Amir.
What's going on with Amir?
Give me another persuasion check.
And 18.
Listen, I'd just rather not talk about it.
I thank you very much. If you hear of anything, you let me know, okay?
For sure.
I'm gonna go over to Amir.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give myself guidance as I am walking over.
There you go.
I say, Amir.
Uh-huh.
What's going on with this Sivnalia person?
Oh, well, Lucky found her for me. Said she has some acting experience. Said she should be able to get a hold of the role of Titania.
Do you find it suspicious that all of a sudden Alexei isn't here and she's got a broken wing and now this Sivnalia person comes in?
Desperate times call for desperate measures, I suppose. If I had the chance, I would fix Alexei's ring, but that's not how that works, really. I mean, not for people that can't go to a cleric or afford it. You know, the show must go on, so I'm just working with what I have.
So I was just talking to Zimbek, and he seemed to be talking quite a lot about you and the past.
Yeah, I mean, we go way back.
So what can you tell me about it?
I used to have a group. We were pretty solid, and things just didn't end up working out.
And you don't know anything about this Ivnalia person?
I mean, it's kind of strange, you know, I'm a lore keeper. I learn stuff as I go. I mean, sharing the same name as a dragon that used to terrorize the city.
Right, see, that's what's kind of, I've heard of that, and I've heard the name before. And the fact that she's a blue dragonborn, does that not strike you as unusual?
No. I mean, it's the blue dragonborn, blue kobolds, I mean, they're the most common around here, and I mean, I know that a lot of them are the general offspring and used to be, a long time ago, the servants of the blue dragons that lived here, but now they all make a name for themselves. They all live their own lives.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Give me an insight check.
And I'll use the guidance. Another natural 20, with a 3, 26.
He appears to be pretty truthful. However, you can tell something really interesting. Whenever he said, like, the show must go on, all that sort of stuff, you would think a director that has had 3 people drop out of the play within 3 days before would be super nervous, like sweating, all that sort of stuff, nervousness. You'd be able to tell something. He seems relatively calm, all things considered.
That's what I was thinking. You seem rather calm about this. The fact that 3 people have disappeared, 3 people have come in that you don't even know to take these roles. Don't you find that unusual at all?
Well, I'm trying to keep my calmness mostly. Listen, I spoke to Lord Oberon whenever learning about himself, you know, putting him in the play, and he told me that it would be excellent, everything would go well. Despite the setbacks, this is going to be good. It has to be good.
Lord Oberon, you spoke to him. Had you spoken to him before?
No.
Okay, so this is the first time you'd spoken to him. You'd never seen him before.
No, I've heard of him.
Right,
you know,
of course.
His name's sort of big throughout the realms.
That's pretty, you can't go very far without hearing the name Lord Oberon.
Yeah.
But you didn't see anything suspicious. You just decided the show must go on. You have to get this through, no matter what.
Yes, and if I were to, you know, break down, be nervous, I'll honestly, it is weird. I mean, you know, I'm not that nervous. Normally, if something like this would happen a few months ago, I mean, I'd be super nervous, but, you know, I feel like remaining calm is what I need to do, and it's what I'm managing to do, all things considered.
Well, if there is anything you hear, will you let me know?
For sure. Beatrix, what are you doing? Anything significant?
I mean, she doesn't seem to really want to answer any questions that I have to ask, so I'm just continuing to run lines. And
She'll look at you and say, so tell me, your name Beatrix, it's quite wonderful.
oh, thank you.
Where'd it come from? Is it like a significant thing in your family?
Well, it's actually Beatrix is the name of a very famous children's story. My mother enjoyed her books when she was a child, and so she named me after her. So that's where the name Beatrix came from, yes. It wasn't a family name, but it was a name that meant something to my mother.
I guess it's something kind of similar we share. I mean, my mother said my name comes from a great legend of a blue dragon. You know, legends and our world may exist, may not. Who knows?
There's a fine line, isn't there?
There is. Despite having a husband that was a conqueror and a tyrant, she herself actually apparently watched over her kin.
Say more about that?
Supposedly after losing her husband, she turned sour and disappeared with her kids. It's a long story, and I'd rather not get too much into details. I don't really know the full thing myself.
So are you saying that this is the story that you're named after, or are you saying this is your story?
The dragon in the story shares the same name I do.
Aha.
Sometimes I think about my name, and I think my mom might have been a little crazy for naming me after a dragon that, turned sour and disappeared. But she always said it was to honor the woman who protected us for so long.
I can see that. She was a powerful figure who cared deeply about those around her, yes?
For a long time, she did.
So that would certainly be something to live up to, wouldn't it?
I'd love to live up to that, yeah. Protect others. You can give me an insight check if you want to.
I think that's a 2. Yeah, that's a 19.
All appears truthful.
So, have you noticed anything odd going on around here? It seems to me that there's a lot of just flat out disappearances happening. Have you noticed this? As one who is interested in being a protector, is this something that you've taken note of? I mean, you yourself are here today suddenly for...
I've heard rumors of some nobles disappearing, but no real common folk.
What are the rumors you've heard?
Just that these parties that every Oberon's been throwing have been very extravagant and amazing, apparently, but also a bit fishy.
Fishy? Fishy how?
Sometimes there's just rumors that spread that people have disappeared from them. But as far as I'm concerned, no common people have been disappearing around town.
Not the common folk disappearing, only the...
I try to keep my ears open as much as I can, but...
Oh, that's definitely a skill to have. Since you're so good at paying attention to what's going around and know how to keep your ear to the ground, because this is your stomping ground, as it were. It's what we call it back home, the places that you're most familiar with. If I were to need to be keeping my ear out in any particular way, do you have any suggestions as to where I might go?
I don't really have a specific place you can go to keep your ear out, but take everything you hear with just a bit of grain of salt. A lot of people like to tell stories that are overdone, let's say, that are exaggerated. And I know most people would not tell Avnalia's story that way, like I just did. Everyone doesn't start off evil or anything like that, but a lot of the time us Blue Dragonborn and kobolds and all of us get a bad rap around town.
I understand. Thank you for sharing.
I think I've calmed down quite a bit. I think you've been very helpful.
I'm so glad. I think I know a few more lines than I did before we started, so I appreciate your help.
And at this point, Amir claps his hands together and says, "All right, places everyone, we need to do another rehearsal real quick. Let's get through this, as I need you two to make me performance checks. Straight roll."
15, which is like 13 better than last time, so.
What'd you get, Blackjack?
10.
Beatrix, you and even Avnalia are sort of getting through the lines and getting through the motions really well now. Blackjack, however, is stumbling. Yesterday he was on a roll, he was going crazy, but he seems distracted today. There's a lot going through his mind right now. And as that happens, we cut back to Rovier's Snack Shack.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. First off, I want to send a special shout out to our newest Patreon member, Fenrir8907 out of Texarkana, Texas. Fenrir is going to get our episodes 4 days early, access to our Discord server, bonus content, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. If you're enjoying Red Dirt D&D, you could become a Patreon member as well. You'll be joining other fans like Tim, Derek Rusnick, Germbot, and Nico Rodriguez. Sign up at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. If you're looking for some great conversation on gaming, you need to listen to the Geeks Can't podcast. When you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, Zach here from Geeks Can't, and I'm here to warn you strongly about our podcast. We've got 3 hosts forming some sort of a Bermuda triad where many unfortunate souls enter and precious, precious few merge again unscathed. One of our siren hosts speaks incessantly about Dungeons and Dragons and God knows what other maleficence. The other, a sea hag of a man that delves the depths of Kickstarter and brings back both luminous pearls and moist clams. Finally, the third and most despicable will spew tales of distant lands like tabletop conventions and other occurrences. Together we weave a tangled net of RPGs, reviews, and interviews that's sure to leave you breathless, drowning. Now let me ask you a question. Has this tantalized you? If so, you can catch the Geeks Can't live on the World of Game Design Twitch and YouTube each week. Just search for World of Game Design on Twitch or YouTube, or search for Geeks Can't, that's GeeksCant, in your favorite podcast feed, and you'll be able to download the audio there. Enjoy.
If you're looking for more content from Red Dirt RPG, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. We would love to hear from you. You can find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
So, we cut back to Rovier's Snack Shack, where Yancey and Billy are making food, serving it, and having a great time. It's approaching maybe about afternoon, evening time. Anything significant you guys have been doing?
How popular are the Pixie Puffs?
Extremely. They are selling very well. Yancey?
I just can't get it out of my head. So, if you had to guess, which one do you think? Do you think the showrunner's Lord Oberon? Or do you think that Ignalia has charmed Lord Oberon somehow?
Both.
Both. So charmed to keep him in the basement?
Yeah.
And then the showrunner is pretending to be Oberon.
Yeah. I want to keep an eye out for Corby.
Yeah, I haven't seen them anywhere.
He needs an extra sandwich. A corn dog.
Speaking of, approaching the snack shack are 2 kobolds, the 2 kobolds from yesterday. As the bigger one gets closer, he takes off his hood and says, "Can I get 2 waters?" as he puts down a few copper. And you 2 can give me a history check.
Only an 11.
Same, an 11.
Okay. You get ready to serve the 2 of them, and you're getting food ready. There's still some other customers you're helping out too. And then all of a sudden, at the same exact time, something clicks inside both of your heads. And it's not a good click.
Oh no.
As you realize the older one's face structure is very similar to the showrunners.
We give them water. What else did they order?
Just water.
Hey Corby! Crazy
Hi.
seeing you here. This booth also has a Corby special. If your name is Corby, you can pick any 3 items from the menu.
Water counts as 1.
Water does not count as
Water
one.
does not count as 1.
3 things?
3 things. You got 3 darts, you get 3 things.
Oh.
It's Corby and 3. The churros are good. The corn dogs are good. I had some curly fries earlier.
Can I get, let's see, a churro?
Yep.
A corn dog?
Yep.
And I see him look at it. That looks like it's kind of, why is it like that? A pixie puff?
Oh, well, Pixie Puffs don't count as 1. You have to pick a different 3rd thing.
Oh, okay.
I knew the curly fries were pretty good, but I had some.
Yeah, let's go with the curly fries.
Excellent. I give him 2 of everything and a bag of Pixie Puffs.
While Billy is getting that order on, I look at who we think is Taz.
Yeah.
And Zianci says,
And you're Taz, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's very good. I'm glad you've been doing great things here with Corby. So he's your little brother?
Yeah.
Ah, he's very talkative, as you might know.
Yeah, my family lived in the city for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Always here, just for a long time, or like you moved away and traveled back, or there's lots of history here?
As far as I'm concerned, me and my brothers were born here.
Oh, yeah. Now, I know this is, sometimes I get in trouble because it's a little edgy question along those lines, but kobolds are often associated with dragons, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so do you have any like cool magic? I mean, it's like a really neat thing, it's always been of interest of mine, the people can just go like poof and woo and stuff.
You see his eyes, I guess sink is kind of a way to describe it, as he kind of zones out for a moment and comes back to, and he shakes his head and says, I was never the gifted one. That was my brother.
Oh man, your brother?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Zarby.
Zarby. Oh, that's cool. Is he here?
He passed away a while ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He had a loss recently too. So I understand.
Yeah, I mean, my brother was gifted with very powerful magic.
So was the guy we lost. Oh, that's kind of a neat conversation. What was Zarby's special? Like his focus?
Illusionary
magic, or like things have been boom?
As much as my parents tried to get him off of it, he did like quite a bit of lightning magic and things like that. That's where our magic comes from, is the blue dragons.
Yeah. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Insight on any of that info, especially insight on the sinking of the eyes, like the distraction, like the pulling awayness of that for a moment.
Actually, yeah. What's your passive insight?
Passive is 14.
I'd say with your passive insight, just because you've experienced it recently, this is someone who has seen something not good. This is someone who is clearly, whenever you mention sorcerer's power and magic and the mention of his brother and maybe some of the rest of his family, he kind of had a moment.
How long ago was it that you lost Zarby?
It wasn't too terribly long ago. I mean, Corby is still quite little. Maybe a year or so ago. And give me a persuasion check.
12 total.
Eventually, Billy, you come back with the food.
The fries are really good with mustard. You would think that it was a ketchup thing, but I'm telling you, you gotta trust the mustard.
As Corby takes it, and it's a huge bag, and he just goes, oh my gosh, okay. And he kind of looks inside, there's a lot of food here, and he gives it over to his brother as well, and they start sharing the food and such.
You get hungry later, you just come on back. We'll be here till the time that we're done.
You see the older brother give a nod to you, Billy.
Yep.
So you guys, all of my siblings, you can't really tell the difference in us. Like even mom sometimes would be like, and have to run through the list. How about you guys? Corby's still kind of growing into his face, I can tell. But what about you and Zarby?
We were really close. We were born around the same time. That's about the same age. He was gifted, but also he wasn't necessarily blue.
Oh.
He had a bit of albinism, quite a lot.
What?
Yeah.
That's
so cool.
Crazy.
That's
yes,
really
very
interesting.
Very
It's
interesting.
so rare.
I'm very rare. Yes, very, very rare to have a white-blued kobold.
Yeah. I mean, it is quite rare.
I've met an albino possum once, and it was pretty cool. He got sunburns all the time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys just come on back around. We'll be here. You're gonna stay at the carnival today all day?
Well, we're probably gonna be here till tomorrow and might go watch the play.
The play's really good. Our friend Blackjack and Beatrix are in the play.
We should meet you at the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
That sounds
just
like
plan.
fun.
Yeah.
We're friends now.
Sounds good. I think Corby's really livened up too, and you see him kind of look over, and Corby's stuffing his face, and you see Task kind of looks at you all and says, thank you once again.
That's no problem.
Anytime.
It can be rough sometimes. And
Yeah. Are you taking care of him? I know it's none of my business, but you guys have a place to stay, and I don't know, are you like the older brother doing the whole family thing now? Or mom and dad like not around, or?
yeah, I'm all he has left.
Okay.
Anything else you wish to discuss with Tass or Corby?
Do I still have my pass?
Yeah.
Is that still good for today?
Yeah.
I give them my pass. Here, I don't like rides, but I think Corby might have fun. I'm not gonna use this, so you might as well use this.
And I have to work here at the booth the whole time too, so you should have mine.
So
you
Corby
guys can
has
ride
someone
together.
to ride with.
You see Tass smile. He takes him and says thank you.
And our friend Miss Vera's also coming to the play, right? And we can introduce you. I think you like Miss Vera. She's very nice.
Oh yeah, how are you with cats?
I mean, I've seen stray cats and alley cats, but nothing.
Well, you guys have a good afternoon. Bye.
Have we got a deal for you later? See you at the show.
Oh, okay. Corby, let's go ride some rides. And Corby goes, yay!
How do I summon a bunny boy?
There's a few hopping around, I guess,
Do
throughout
I
the
see
city.
Tobin?
Yeah, so Tobin is
Tobin!
he kind of looks around.
Tobin! I'm in here!
He points to himself.
Yeah, that's you. You're Tobin, right?
He hops over. Yes, I'm working right now. What?
Good. I'm glad you're working. I need you to work for me. Here. And he's going to scribble a note saying, Dear Miss Vera, please come to the Carnival play tomorrow night. You will be my special guest, Heart Billy. This needs to go to Miss Vera at this address.
So he put his hands to his head and he says, this is normally not how this works. Normally you're supposed to go to the post office.
But I know you, and you're my pal, remember? Here, have a gold piece.
He takes it.
It's very important I get this.
And here's two more
And
if
a
it
churro.
happens right away.
He takes those. He grabs the letter and he starts hopping away.
We should have sent the letter to Blackjack at the theater too. Oh well.
We'll say Blackjack and...
Well, I know. We have secrets now.
Well, we don't want to put those in a letter for Tobin to read.
I thought it was illegal to open other people's letters.
It is, but what if Tobin's snooping?
Yeah, that's true.
I know you.
I would net.
And then we fade out.
Jaska and Krell.
Jaska, did I tell you about the time I crushed a coconut with my bare hands? And he kind of glances over.
Yeah, I remember
Yes,
that.
I just looked at that coconut and imagined it was someone who was trying to deceive me.
It's a very conniving coconut.
How's it coming with that safe?
You see Martin sigh. And he says, you know I'm not deaf, right?
I was counting on it. Did you hear my story about the coconut?
I did. I also got the lock. And as he opens it, inside you see about 10 gold pieces scattered around the safe, as well as 2 notes.
I will take a note.
I'll take a note and I'll hand Martin the 10 gold pieces. Get you something nice later, Martin.
Or give it away to someone who needs it more than you do.
Maybe some orphans.
He looks around and he just sets them down on a nearby table. And so you do have the notes. The first one reads, Children, just come home now. I know you've been looking for your brother, but I'm worried that you'll find nothing with the Legion for pursuing, and I'm afraid that the longer you stay there, the more chance of trouble you might get into. Signed, your mother, and the actual name appears to be scratched out with still fresh ink.
Can I do an investigation? Because, you know, when you scratch over ink, sometimes you can still kind of make out what the original name was.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
22.
It's hard to make out. It seems whoever scratched out the name may be used to, like, hiding stuff. However, I would just say this whole thing with Blackjack, Ziansi, Mother, you get a feeling someone's siblings are searching for them, and that's what this has been the whole time.
Yeah.
You do have a second note, though.
I am reading the note.
The second one reads, Dear Mother, we are so close to finding him. Something is not right about Oberon. He's changed. We divine that he might be working with some other power to ensure he stays in power, and we can see omens of something big coming. If he has our brother at all, we need to get him home before anything terrible happens. You also see a signature, but you see that they have also been scratched out with in ink.
I do not read this out loud. I hand it to Jaska.
Yeah, and you guys can read both letters.
Yeah, trade-off letters that we have and read them.
You both can give me investigation checks on the second one as well.
15.
12.
You can't tell who these are written by. Find anything interesting in those letters?
Seems maybe, and this is only my guess, that at least one of Blackjack's, 23 siblings is trying to find him, and seems like maybe their mother's trying to deter them from that. If only they were still around to hear us say that we know where Blackjack is.
I also do not understand why Blackjack would not have returned or made contact already.
I don't think that it's necessarily that Blackjack doesn't like his family. I think he gets a little one-track minded on stuff, you know?
This I believe.
He just hasn't thought about his family in a minute. He knows that they're safe and hasn't thought that, oh, maybe they're concerned about his safety.
Well, yes, like you awkwardly said, if one family member was around, we could inform them that Blackjack was safe.
Martin's just looking around. Wait. So you're telling me the criminals I've been hunting this whole time have been Blackjack's siblings?
At least that's my theory. I don't know what else to go on. It'd be real awkward if someone was just pretending to be one of his siblings, but he's got a lot of them. I don't know which one.
Martin will take a long, deep breath in.
Jaska will pat him on the shoulder.
I'm gonna have some words for Oberon, but I think
you need to stop treating his quests for you so seriously.
you're right. I think this case is dropped. Honestly, I'm more interested in finding these siblings so that they can reunite with their brother, considering it seems they've been looking for him for how long, does the note say?
As long as he's been gone, about a year. So it seemed pretty dedicated to find him. I wonder if it's just not pertinent of us to look around the carnival for some herringons and ask if they might know Blackjack.
Yeah. Does make me think, though. Oberon's supposed to be at the speech tonight, so if there be any time to get them, I'm sure they will probably be there during that.
Yeah, maybe we make Blackjack a sign that says Blackjack's here, so they don't get themselves arrested, trying to go after Oberon.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I'm worried about. Like, obviously they don't want to.
If they do, that's another thing we gotta be concerned about.
Oh gosh, this is all a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, I think so. That's lovely. Well, we took care of this. I wonder also if it might not be also pertinent to go to the theater and inform Blackjack.
We should probably go inform Blackjack.
He has a performance. I would not want to distract him.
Blackjack will be the center of attention regardless of if he's doing well or doing poorly in the performance.
I have noticed this. Very well. Family reunion it is.
Martin goes over, puts the 10 gold pieces back in the safe and closes it. He says, all right, let's go. As you all head off to the theater to inform Blackjack that his family is somewhere in town looking for him.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Wilds is Aidan Cross as our Dungeon Master, Kiri Hester as Billy, Connor Shenold as Jaska, Johnny Payne as Krell, Kim Cross as Beatrix, Brooke Bullock as Zionsi, and I'm Michael Cross as Blackjack. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Monument Studios, Avani Sound, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by SD Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you're enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we travel farther into the wilds.
Where are we? What's the name of the place where we are?
Looking fortune?
Venus?
Something drift.
Athena's Drift.
Drift. Oh my God.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Oh, you gotta do that one.
Oh, the fast and the furriest, without a doubt.
Okay, write it down.
I'm recording it.
Okay.
All right.
Car driving, is that 2 or 3?
2.
It was like the second half of one and
feel
then
like-
the first half of another.
Yeah.
You could do the Fast and Furious, and then Too Fast, Too Furious. The Fast and Furious.
Actually, I was going to go Fast and Furious 2, although it would be a little bit weird, but Fast and Furious 2, Athena's Drift.
And Vin Weasel didn't get to be part of it at all.
So is it just Krell or their last name?
Einqor.
Yeah, spell that for us, Johnny.
EINQOR. Einqor.
Just wanted to know.
For paperwork reasons, we had to find
You didn't fill out his I-9?
None of you did.
I thought carnival work was, what do they say, Jessica? Under the table.
Yeah, we don't have to file it on our taxes if you don't make 600 gold or more.
Good.
I say, Zimbek, I am very impressed with your acting ability as Bottom. You are very, very good.
at being a bad actor. That's a bottom
That takes a lot of work. Some of the best actor I've known.
It's like trying not to dance well.
That's right.
Beatrix is the name of a very famous children's story. My mother enjoyed her books when she was a child, and so she named me after her.
Yeah, bunnies.
Not just bunnies, all animals.
But bunnies.
All animals.
Butt bunnies.
Butt bunnies.
She had a little hedgehog that I loved. I had a stuffed one when I was a
It's
child.
very cute. But then she's being not courted by a rabbit. I'm just saying.
Butt bunny.
Okay, stop that.
Give me a history check.
Only an 11.
Same, an 11.
That's 22.
That's 22 together.
You gotta start using guidance, bud.
It came up all of a sudden. Don't have time to go, wait a minute.
And then all of a sudden, at the same exact time, something clicks inside both of your heads. And it's not a good click.
Oh no.
Not a good click.
More of a clunk.
You like the older brother doing the whole family thing now, or mom and dad like not around, or?
Yeah. I'm all he has left.
Okay.
He's Darian, Corby's pony boy.
Oh, golly. Stay golden.
Stay golden, Tass.
I did it. I did it for Johnny.
We don't want to put those in a letter for Tobin to read.
I thought it was illegal to open other people's letters.
It is, but what if Tobin's Snoopy?
Yeah, that's true.
I know you.
I would net.
And then we fade out.
Jaska and Twitch, we come back to you.
It's not Twitch anymore.
I gotta change.
Like a candle in the wind.
I gotta change the name on here. I don't want to mess with it. I like the way the document is. I don't want
to
to.
search and replace. So everywhere where it says Twitch, you
Find
just say
all,
Scroll.
replace all.
But then that'll replace all the writing beforehand too, and then yeah. You know I'm not deaf, right?
I was counting on it. Did you hear my story about the coconut?
I did. I also got the lock as he opens the safe.
Well, thank you, Martin. And
I am invisible if I do not move.
Okay, Crow has a touch of the tism. It's all right.
I'll say it's very tism coded.
I love it.
We love it.
I'll take a note and I'll hand Martin the 10 gold pieces. Get you something nice later, Martin.
Or give it away to someone who needs it more than you do.
Maybe some orphans.
You cannot buy orphans with 10 gold. Oh, you may give it to the orphans.
Give it to the orphans.
Yes.
Okay, that was Twitch. That was Twitch.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
That was not Krell.
All right. Edit that out, Michael. That was like a candle in the wind.
Actually, it's very Drax too. It's like you cannot buy orphans for 10 gold pieces.
That's true. Very Drax.
At least 20 gold pieces for orphans.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can maybe get a sickly one.